Aboriginal art is an ancient and diverse tradition in the entirety of Australia. The art is produced by Indigenous Australians and has been an integral part of their culture and plays a vital role in contemporary society. It also depicts many subjects, including animals, human figures, geometric patterns, stories, ceremonies, and cultural beliefs passed down through generations. The earliest Aboriginal art is rock paintings and engravings that date back to the Pleistocene era. They were created using rock engraving, painting, and stenciling. Over the years, Aboriginal art has evolved to include different mediums, such as bark paintings, pottery, and textiles. Read on, as Peter Biantes, a former director of Wattle Health Australia, a leading health and wellness company that specialises in natural health products, talks about Aboriginal art. Aboriginal tribal groups are the oldest continuous cultures in the world. They have a history dating back more than 60,000 years. These groups, also known as Indigenous peoples, have a deep spiritual connection to the land, and their cultures and traditions are closely tied to the environment. There are over 500 different Aboriginal tribes in Australia, each with its own unique language and customs. Some of the most well-known tribes include the Arnangu of Central Australia, the Aranda of the Northern Territory, and the Yolngu of Arnhem Land. Aboriginal tribes have a strong spiritual connection to the land and believe in the interconnectedness of all living things. This belief reflects in their art, which represents the land, animals, and spirits. Their art, music, and stories continue to be a vital part of Australian culture and society. Who can produce Aboriginal art? Aboriginal art is a rich and diverse tradition passed down through generations of Indigenous Australians. It is an integral part of Indigenous culture and identity. It is also deeply connected to the land and the spiritual beliefs of Indigenous peoples. Aboriginal art is produced only by Indigenous Australians. That means Indigenous Australians are considered traditional artists and can only produce authentic Aboriginal art. The hidden secrets in Aboriginal dot paintings. According to Peter Biantes, Aboriginal dot paintings are a fascinating form of art that has its roots in the ancient culture of the Indigenous people of Australia. Dot paintings are a unique and powerful form of art steeped in symbolism and meaning. They reveal the rich cultural heritage of the Indigenous people of Australia and allow us to glimpse into their ancient beliefs and traditions. They are characterized by small, closely packed dots to create intricate patterns and designs. Each dot, line, color, and shape carries a specific meaning, and these symbols often relate to the stories and traditions of the Indigenous people who created them. Permission to paint Aboriginal art. Aboriginal art is based on or inspired by Indigenous cultures. Therefore, traditional Aboriginal artists must take permission before painting a story that does not belong to them. Through family lineage, they must seek permission from the Indigenous people whose culture is represented. This can be done by contacting the relevant Indigenous community or organization and explaining your intentions. Showcasing the Aboriginal art. There are Indigenous-run art centers and cooperatives that provide a platform for Indigenous artists to showcase and sell their work. These organizations play a vital role in the preservation and promotion of Indigenous art, and in many cases, they work to provide economic opportunities for Indigenous artists. These contribute to the preservation and promotion of Aboriginal art. The value of Aboriginal art. The indigenous art market is valued at millions of dollars and provides a source of income for many indigenous communities. Artists such as Albert Namatjira and Gladys Tibingumpa were among the first to gain national acclaim, and their works helped to pave the way for future generations of indigenous artists. Wrapping up, Peter Biantes said that Aboriginal art is an ancient and diverse tradition that spans many centuries ago. It continues to be valued and appreciated by audiences around the world.